All right, so you've seen the cocoa tree, you've seen the cocoa beans in the pod, and you've seen it fermenting. The next process is, okay, well, how do we make this into chocolate? Okay, that's kind of the trick of what we're doing here. So to make this cocoa bean that we started with, which is this cocoa bean, took the beans inside, fermented it, dried it, and then what we have is dry beans here. Okay, the dry beans I'm going to take and pass around. You'll see that you could take that. The dry bean are now, still don't have a whole lot of flavor to it, but once we do that, we take it and we roast it. Okay, once we roast it, here if you'll take the second one's coming around roasted. If you want, take one of those beans in your hand, take it and just crack it. Okay, take it and crack that roasted, the second bean. Okay, pass that along. So that roasted bean now has a lot of flavor. Now we're talking about a lot of flavor. You're getting that chocolatey goodness, that kind of toasted chocolate. What happens though is you have a combination of shell and chocolate nib. The chocolate nib is like the chocolate meat. Okay, that's kind of what we want. This here is the chocolate nib, and then we have the outside, which is what we sort of blow away. It's called winnowing. So when we winnow that, we winnow away the shell, and then we have this chocolate nib. This chocolate nib, then, I'm going to take over here. I'm going to pass this around. You could also take a taste of that. It's chocolate, but it does not have any sugar in it. Okay, so in the old days, I'm just going to put that aside a second. This is called a mate. The way this was done before modern machinery, where we still use stone grinding. This is a stone grinder, and it's stone against stone with that. And what happens is you would just take this and rub it. Does anyone want to come up and do this and kind of smell what's happening? Come on up. Okay, you'll smell and you'll feel that chocolate being formed underneath there. Go ahead. Step into it. Okay, and you can feel those nibs cracking and softening. What it is, they'll soften because of the heat. So it's the abrasion of the heat. It's the abrasion of the stone on stone that's working here now. And what are you smelling there? Can you smell that?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just releasing.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's like, this is like awesome. This is better than stomping grapes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else want to come up? Yeah, come on up. Okay, so all you're going to do is take a little bit of nib and rub it in there. Just rub it, yep. So here I've got a little bit of that I just took off of what you did. And if we rub it long enough and have enough going on it, it actually becomes a paste which will turn into a liquid. Actually, that's why it said here it would roll down and go into a liquid catch. So this kind of came together here, but this actually what we make out here is chocolate tea from this. So we take this chocolate paste, which is what you're tasting right now, that chocolate tea, cinnamon, cloves, bay leaf, star anise, a little bit of lime zest, a little ginger, a little coconut milk. Boil that together. Doesn't that smell wonderful? Yeah.
Isn't that good? Better than Starbucks, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, come on up.
I tasted that cinnamon in there, too.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had Peter actually harvest some cinnamon for us, so I have a piece of it here, which now, you know.
That's cinnamon right there?
This is cinnamon, yeah. So
Come on up.
This is like Big Bread ain't got nothing on us, right?
Yeah, just take it in almost like a rolling pin.
Right. This is what it looks like from the tree.
Yeah,
okay.
okay. Put a little pressure on it.
It's a second layer of bark. And you can actually, you can actually taste it. I mean, it's chewy.
That's it. So
It sticks when we see it.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
smell that?
That's what happens when it dries out. Right?
So this is the way, today when we make it, we actually do about 36 to 48 hours of grinding. Okay, so we do it with power machine, but we still use stone grinders. So each one is about 20 pounds of stone grinding. One wheel is going this way, the other is going this way. So you got the going back and forth and grinding and turning and grinding and turning. And that goes for about as I said, 36 to 48 hours, depending on how many microns, how fine we want it to go down. Then we get that liquor. We've added sugar to it, depending on how sweet we want. So if we're making a 70% chocolate, a 70% means that it has 70% cocoa bean and 30% sugar. And we use local sugar for that, natural sugar. So our chocolate that we're making is all natural, organic, locally grown, locally harvested, and locally made, and then hand-poured bars. So the bars that you tasted yesterday and the chocolates that you tasted and what you're going to taste today is from that.
This doesn't get any better than
No, this is our world. Yeah.
Nothing in modern technology can compare to the stone grinding. It doesn't.
We still stone grind.
Right, but is there anything modern that they could use?
No, what they've done is added a second step into it, after it's ground into a liquor. Then there's another process called conking, okay, which is, again, a little bit more of a high-speed flowing that will conk. And what they do when they're conking it, they actually have 5 stainless steel rollers that they're rolling against. And it goes from one to the other, and that's sort of fining it out. Sure. It's called conking, and it also adds a little oxidation to it. It will oxidize and bring in some of those emulsifiers from the air. So that's kind of what's done. But we're doing it all by hand. We like the roughness of it, actually. Yeah. We like the texture in the mouth and the way it melts for us.
So yeah, it has a different consistency with the stone.
Yeah, it really does. All right, we got a little farm cooking class. Chef Jonathan's going to jump in. So Jonathan, if you would.
Well, some of the stuff we harvested, and wanted to kind of show you what we got on the table here. Now, all the things that we use from the farm are throughout the menus at Anse Chastanet. So you might see something funky like turmeric braised, right? Well, no, it's not your packet of dehydrated powdered turmeric. We're actually using the fresh root, okay, which is a completely different flavor. So go ahead and just pass it around. Now, it does sting, so just give it a pop like that. It almost looks like a carrot, right? But actually smell it. It smells really delicious.
And turmeric is that yellow flavor, yellow coloration that's used in curries, in yellow curry. Okay, but it's also got some wonderful aromatics and flavor to it. It's a rhyme zone, so you crack it like that, and then
Does that smell good?
just really wonderful.
anti-inflammatory, by the way.
See, there we go.
Yes, it's really good as an anti-inflammatory. So in your cooking, coloring rice, adding in flavors into rices, into stews, that's kind of what's done here locally.
Okay, so what I'm gonna make here is just a simple herb vinaigrette, okay? I actually got some of the carrot tops, okay? We love to use the carrot tops in the kitchen, okay? So we use them just like you would an herb. So we do carrot top pesto, carrot top gremolata, all these kind of good things that you would do with herbs, because, you know, all the carrots that grow in the world all have tops, right? But usually you just get the bottom, the root. Same thing with beets. Whatever we grow here at the farm, we use the entire thing. So on your radish, you'll see like radish sprouts on the menu. I mean, literally, people kind of get confused because they're thinking of like a radish, you know, a radish that should be like a radish, you know, and we just use the tops. So instead of using like arugula or, you know, red oak lettuce or anything like that, we use a radish sprout top. So, which actually we're growing in the greenhouse. Okay. So we got mint, we got carrot top, and thank you for picking the rosemary. We're going to use a little rosemary in there too. And I have some basil, okay, micro basil. This is actually a local variety of basil, which, again, locally, everything is turned into tea. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's a bush, a rock, a mango, right in there for tea. I mean, but, you know, that's what, in the Caribbean, you know, do you go to the doctor or do you go to the bush doctor that, you know, put something in some water and you're, you know, feel young again, you know? So, chemical and natural. Really, that's what it comes down to, right? So I'm going to go ahead and chop that up there.
Jonathan's on his natural high.
That's it, you know? That's it. Now, you know, I don't, you know, I mean, coming from the States, you know, it's different. So, like, when somebody takes a piece of bush and they're like, chef, put that in some water and drink it, you know, I'm like, you know, am I going to start, like, hallucinating and stuff? You know, I'm just not sure. So I usually let somebody else drink it first, see what happens to them, and then go from there. All right. Rosemary is a really, you know, a really aromatic herb that you would only use, you know, in the cooking process. You wouldn't really eat it raw. But since we're here at the farm, And this rosemary is nice and sweet and delicious because we're in the tropics. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit in there. Okay? All right, that's that. Then we have our Old Faithful seasoning pepper, okay? I have to like put the seasoning peppers like under a lock and key in the kitchen because all of my staff use this for everything. I mean everything. Yeah. Making a milkshake? Yeah, put some seasoning peppers in there. Oh, wow. What? You eating cereal? Yeah, put some seasoning peppers in there. I literally, everything. So what it does is it adds flavor. And my staff will always tell me, you know, I would ask them, how would you add flavor to this? The first thing they say is seasoning pepper. First thing. So they also have those on the shelves. They have what's called a green seasoning, which you'll find in a lot of Caribbean islands, which is a blend of herbs, vinegar, spices, green seasoning peppers, and then that is used to season anything before the cooking process. Nobody would just take you know, this is a Caribbean thing. If it's nobody would just take a chicken breast out of a packet and throw it right on the grill. No. It has to go through a seasoning and marination stage first. That's why all Caribbean food tastes so good, because it's been marinated. So, and most of the Caribbean dishes are braised, so they marinate for, you know, a few hours before they even cook it. So.
And when you're marinating, what you're doing is adding in enhancements into the meats. It's absorbing it. When you're marinating also, it's soaking in, not just crusting. There's a difference between crusting and rubbing and putting herbs and spices on the outside. But when you marinate, it goes on to the inside of the meats. And actually some of the liquid from the meat comes out and it soaks up that marinade. That's the reason for marinating in that sort of. Even fish gets a very quick marinade so that it doesn't cook it, but it absorbs some of that freshness.
Okay, so just going to do a little chop and dice here. While I finish my vinaigrette, we're just going to put a little lime, okay? That's a watermelon radish. Yeah, you didn't see when I picked this one. That was in my little secret stash, you know. They are, aren't they? Okay, a little trick. Okay, whenever you're squeezing limes or lemons, all right, pair of tongs. I know. I wish I would have invented this. You know, you're gonna see like, you know, and I'm gonna do this on like an infomercial. What's it called? You know, I wish I would have invented this, but I didn't. I know.
The only thing is tongs don't do it, chop and dice.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to make is a citrus vinaigrette. You know, vinaigrettes are very simple. My little secret here, we're going to use a little bit of olive oil, but my Caribbean secret is right here. Yeah, there we go. Coconut oil is made from the white part of the coconut, and we'll just pass it around so you can get a little smell. Now, every time I go home, if I don't have coconut oil for my mom, she literally doesn't let me in the house. So give that a smell. Just nutty, aromatic, beautiful.
Fresh.
Yeah. It's full of all. It's
viral antibacterial too.
in the oil.
If you would just pass it on.
I didn't know that.
Got it?
Okay. The oil is made from the dry coconut. The white part is grated down. A little bit of water is added. Then that mixture is cooked. Okay, and what happens is the water evaporates. Then the fat comes out. When the fat comes out, that's actually the oil. So we cook that down until there's actually no water left, and then we store it like that. So you see, it's a little solidified because it was in air conditioning, but it works just the same. Well, I don't make it. I don't even see things like this. I don't even touch it.
Can you get this locally? Yeah.
Yes, you can buy it. You can buy it locally. Yeah, you can. You know, the person, they usually sell them like on the side of the road or at the market or.
Right.
That one's nice because we toast it up. It gets toasted. It gets caramelized. Yeah. The ones you find in the grocery store are, they kind of like deodorize them, so they're kind of just the oil. There's no aromatic to it. Okay, so where's my coconut oil? Let's go.
We're enjoying it. I saw
it.
some people rubbing it on their necks and.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, literally, if my mom, before she even says hi, she's like, where's my coconut oil? So now the thing with the coconut oil is that it does solidify. So here's a little trick here is whenever you're making a vinaigrette, okay, you always want to start with an acidic base, okay? So it's like 1 part vinegar or lime or any citrus to 3 parts oil. For all intensive purposes, we're just going to do 1 to 2, okay? So 2 parts oil. And because I kind of want, you know, we have beautiful greens I just harvested. And what I want to teach you here is that you don't need to sit there and like bog your greens down with all of this vinaigrettes, and you know, the greens should really speak for themselves, right? You know, and the best thing about this is you can make this and just store it in the refrigerator and you're good to go. So I'm going to do about, I would say, 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil, and then I'm going to throw a little olive oil in there too. Okay, there we go. I've already seasoned it with a little salt and pepper.
Does that combination help it from solidifying so quickly, adding the other olive oil?
Actually, you're right. Yes, it does. It helps to kind of even it out. You don't want to like, the coconut oil is very aromatic, so you don't want the entire flavor of the coconut oil. You want to just have a little bit, so you're like, what's that flavor, you know? But not to overtake the salad. All right, beautiful. So that's that. Okay. Nice bell pepper. I wanted to kind of explain what organic vegetables are. Okay, like you see this organic section in your grocery store, and it has this big price tag on it, and it says organic, and the vegetable looks beautiful. Well, notice how this is like 2 different colors, right? Notice the shape of it. You know, it's not, you know, perfectly shaped and beautiful. I mean, that's what organic is, you know. Not this beet that's like the size of this grapefruit. It says, oh yeah, I'm organic. No, no, no. This is a shaddock, by the way. But this is how we select our fruits and vegetables, you know. I like to say, I look for the ugly fruits, you know. That's what I look for, because I know that they're going to taste good, okay? Here's a little trick I'll show you here. If anybody's ever had a hard time cutting peppers, I just cut the top and bottom off, okay? And then I just make a little slice on the side, right? And then you just kind of let the pepper roll, right? Did I make that look easy? Should I do it? Should I do an instant replay? All right, let's do it. Did you see it from over there? Let's do a little instant replay. So your top and bottom comes off, okay? And then cut a nice little slit in the side, and then just let it roll. Yeah, this whole like, you know, picking the seeds out, you know, digging it out with a spoon, all that good stuff. No, that's just not how we, that's not how we, you know, I got time for that.
That's not how we roll here.
That's how we roll in the kitchen, you know, let's just get it done. Yeah. All right, now another thing is when they roll around, okay, you don't really want to cut a pepper on this side because it's bad for your knife. When they roll around, just break the segments up, okay, so then they don't roll. Okay, we also like to take the rib section out, not too much. Make sure your hands are parallel with the knife, okay? I promise I won't cut myself. If anybody cringing like, oh my God, he's gonna cut him. I'm strictly a professional. Strictly. And then yeah, exactly. Now I can't, you know, it's so funny because, you know, when you're cooking for such a long time, now in the kitchen, if I cut myself, I'm like, dang, because I know it's going to slow me down because you got to put a glove and all that good stuff. So now we see how my fingers are. See how my knuckles are like the guide for the knife, and I'm not pushing. You know, you don't push anything under the knife. That's very important. Okay, very important. Don't ever push any ingredients under the knife because then surely you're going to cut yourself. Also, you want to pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, so when you're using a knife, I mean, paying attention is really important. But I know I can look at everybody because my fingernails are not exposed. It's very. So now I'm going to go to the watermelon radish. This is beautiful. I wanted to save this one because this is beautiful when it's julienned. Okay, so this is how we roll. You know, in the kitchen we just stack. You know, you don't want to cut one at a time. You know, you want to get nice cuts. So you want to do like 3, 4 at a time so they're all even. Okay, look at the color on that. Look at the camera. Okay,
It looks just like a watermelon.
that's right.
Hence the name.
Hence the name. There it is.
Green outside and rich red inside.
Okay, good. All right, and then I have my baby carrots that I've prepped through the magic of TV. Okay, so these are just take the tops off, cut them in half. Wait till you try it in the salad. Okay, it's like carrot in your face because it's so flavorful and it's not woody like you would, you know, like a big carrot would be. Okay, so all right, we're gonna do this very carefully. I wanted to kind of show this this shaddock here. So let me get everything in there. It's called shaddock. S-H-A-D-D-O-C-K. That's one of the fruits that grow over here. And you know, before grapefruit, before grapefruit, there was shaddock. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually named after one of the Captain Shaddock that brought it here from Southeast Asia. It's a cousin to the pomelo. Okay, and so the pomelo came over here, and then you can see all the seeds and everything.
Lots of
it's
seeds
wonderful. But this pomelo has a really wonderful tradition in Asia, in China, Southeast Asia. When it came here, and Captain Shaddock is the one that brought it here, and then after a generation or so, crossed wildly with oranges, it's believed. And what happened? The discovery of the grapefruit. So grapefruit did not exist until they brought this. And wild crossbreed on that.
Much less it's in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the pomelo in Asia at the table is actually passed around whole, peeled, and people take a section at a time as they pass it around. So it's not sort of cut up like this, and you take a handful of section. Very large juice sacs in there, very flavorful, not as sour as a grapefruit is.
Okay. So again, through the magic of TV and having my wonderful sous chef Adrian here, we've got these all cleaned up, all the greens, all that dirt. You know, you saw me harvesting. The thing about harvesting, you know, the thing that is different from what we do versus being a chef in Miami, okay? In Miami, you get these beautiful boxes of greens with it, you know, all this beautiful labeling, but they're already clean, they're ready to go, ready to use. Here, we get our greens in like a bucket with like a lot of dirt, okay? If it rains, like when I wake up, I'm like, oh gosh, it's raining today, we're getting a harvest from the farm. I know that we have to spend at least 2 hours cleaning everything before we pack it away. But that's the fun part. I mean, my staff don't like it, but I think it's cool because, you know the source of it, you know? So this spinach, you know, you don't really want to eat a whole leaf, so what I'm going to do is just give it a nice chiffonade, which is, and also the purple cabbage. We're just going to give that a chiffonade. So what I like to do is put the big leaves on the bottom, put the small leaves on top. You can use this technique with basil. Okay, see how these small leaves go on top? Okay, here we go. And then we kind of roll it. Like Bob Marley. Did somebody say Bob Marley? Huh? Oh, okay, cigar. All right. Everybody knows Bob Marley. So, and then you got this nice chiffonade. That works with basil too, okay? And what it does is it prevents the leaves from bruising, and you get a nice fluffy cut. All right, that's another one we got to practice, okay? Did anybody time me? That was only like just 20 seconds. That was pretty good, right? Pretty good? All right, so this is going to go in there. That's going to add that earthy, you know, nice kind of earthy flavor. Now, when I dress my greens, okay, first I just want to taste this to make sure that we're on the right page. I don't want to use anybody as my guinea pig. So, now, what I do, I always taste, make sure it's not spicy. Oh, that's horrible. We're going to have to do this all over again. No, I'm just joking. What I do, I don't like to throw my vinaigrette right into the salad. What I like to do is put it around the edge of the bowl, okay? And the reason why is because then when you go to toss it, I also want to season again, okay? So just a little bit of salt. Just a little bit of salt, a little bit of salt. I promise, we're not going to be salty. Then what I like to do is lightly toss everything around. You see how it's nice and fluffy and it's staying nice and fluffy? That's, you know, because the greens are not being overdressed by this heavy vinaigrette, and also, there, that's beautiful. Look at that.
Or manhandled.
Or manhandled. Yeah, you see, got to be nice and. Okay, so let me just let's go one more. Like the fold. See the fold, turn and fold. That's a nice little trick there. Okay. Whoop.
Put something down, chef.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do it. There it is. Here we go. Okay, good. Now, I also want to say that avocados are in season. And I have to tell you a funny story. When my wife and I, when I brought her to the States for the first time, and she saw a Hass avocado, she was like, what is that ugly thing? Yes. She had never seen the avocado. You know, she's used to these here. You know, these get brown, but they're nice and beautiful green. Yeah. Now, in Florida, we get, there's some that are even bigger. I mean, you know. Yeah. Can you imagine when they fall off the tree, you know, how that hits the ground? I mean, whew.
There's over 100 varieties of avocado, actually. But if you're in the States, you think there was one, the Hass avocado. They've just cornered the market on it. But they're wonderful. And actually, these in the Caribbean have a little less oil in it, so it's actually a little healthier because it has a little less of the avocado oil. It has a little bit more water content in it. So there's a little less fat in our avocados.
Less fat.
Yeah.
Is this like a low-fat thing going on here?
Yeah.
See, I like to, you know, some days I splurge, you know. I'll have like an ice cream cookie sandwich ×2. But then there's some days where I do healthy, you know. And I'm so proud of myself because I'll go home and I'll be like, you know, I had a healthy day today.
Let me reward myself.
Let me
right?
reward myself. Now I'm telling you, when you taste this, you're gonna be like, "This is delicious," and you're never gonna eat any other avocado again.
Oh my God, we're spoiled.
I know.
No, no. This is our local Caribbean.
It's a local Caribbean. You know, I don't know the botanical name or the marketing name for it. It's just local St. Lucian avocado.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you go to the Midwest of the United States, and they don't even know what avocados are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they also call them pears out here, just so you know.
Pears?
Yeah.
Pear. Yeah.
They call that a pear.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So if you say avocado, they'll look at you and go, "Oh, pear."
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, don't ask for pepper either.
Yeah. Yeah.
For your hot sauce.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay. One more.
Now, when you order salad in the restaurant, is it already made? You guys got a batch of watermelon?
Yeah.
No,
What's that?
not here. Not in Jade or Anse Chastanet. We're actually bringing that together. Just what you saw him do there.
On the spot.
That's what we do.
So it's not made in a batch.
No, we build it. We build each salad.
Build
You know, when you're doing salads here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can kill the salad if you let it sit around.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really what makes it wonderfully fresh.
Here we go. We got pitons here.
Yeah. But you see how refreshing this salad is with just all the local fruits, vegetables.
everything else.
Is that piton salad?
It's a pizza. You know, the watermelon was looking so good. I just said, let's get it on there. You know.
It's good. I like it.
That pear is unbelievable.
Isn't it nice? It's like weird. It's like your mind's like pear but avocado, but pear but avocado.
But here's where you're really getting it's a fruit. You remember when you're
Yeah.
an avocado fruit or a vegetable?
Right.
It's a fruit.
All right. So let me demonstrate on this. I don't know why it's called sour sop. It should be called sweet sop because it's really sweet. The black seeds, you don't really want to eat the black seeds. The skin, you don't really want to eat the skin, but you just kind of peel it like that. Oh man. Man.
If you don't say so yourself.
Bye.
Here,
Thank you. This is great.
Okay. All right. Here you go.
I'll do the baby face.
That's good.
Yeah, don't bite down on the seeds. They're very hard. Thank you. Through the magic of TV, I just went to my bakery and got these beautiful cookies in banana bread. Now, we just kind of want to go with this whole chocolate theme here. Now, this banana bread and the nuts, they have nuts in both banana bread and this cookie. So if anybody's allergic to nuts, stay away. Plantain chips, okay. We have a jerk chocolate ganache.
What?
I know, that's what I said. It's exactly what I said, okay. So this is like show and tell almost, you know. You kind of just, I'll demonstrate here. Jerk chocolate ganache, okay. So we, you know, from the couverture stage, which is our bar stage, we've added a little bit of heavy cream, okay. And then we add jerk spice to it, all right. I know that's like out there, okay? You're thinking like jerk is supposed to be like on chicken, not chocolate, you know? But I promise you, all you gotta do, dip a plantain chip in that chocolate sauce and it will change it'll change your life. This is it here. So please, this is kind of like a family style dip and go. This is, basically we have some nice banana bread, okay, with walnuts in there, okay? And then also this is dehydrated banana bread into banana chips. Now remember, both of these, the only thing without nuts are the plantains. So get in there. Yeah, that's it.
Double dip.
Yeah, very double dip.
You can double dip, but just put it on the plate. There we go. Here. There we go.
Jonathan, nicely done. Thank
Hey.
you.
Yes.
Well worth the work.
Thank you. You're just saying that because I'm dousing you in chocolate.
Later today up at Jade, we've got a sensory tasting and another class. And tomorrow down at the beach, we've got a truffle class.
What do you think of that?
And I think we've got one more sensory class, I think, on
Monday.
Monday.
Yep.
So keep your eye peeled and come on out and have fun with us.